I still can't believe it. It's only been about 2 hours since the Kings clinched their first ever playoff spot since 2006. Some of you guys may not know, but I was born in 2005, so technically I was alive when the Kings were in the playoffs. But you know what I mean when I say this is the first time I actually get to see my favorite team, the Kings, in the postseason. And obviously this video is going to be a little bit different. Usually I try to kind of spread what I'm saying to other teams. I was actually going to make a video talking about the Suns today because KD came back. This is something I have to push that back for because this is such a huge and monumental moment, not only for us Kings fans, but just this entire franchise as a whole. For so many years, the Kings have been treated like absolute garbage and kind of deserved. I mean, not being in the playoffs for 16 years is kind of crazy, but at the same time, I think that also discredited a lot of stuff that the Kings did good this year. And at the beginning of the year, if you were a Kings fan or if you're just involved in the NBA in general, you saw the amount of people that were talking down on the Kings. You saw the amount of people that were doubting them, even though they made good moves, they got good shooters, they had all this good stuff, but because they were bad for so long, they got so much flack. And I've gone over stuff like this before on the channel, talking about, you know, the Tyrese Halliburton and Sabonis trade, but there was this really good tweet from my friend Isaiah talking about all the negative comments that were posted when Mike Brown said that he's not in Sacramento to coach regular season games, basically saying that he wanted to be there for something more than the regular season. He wanted to build something in Sacramento. Obviously, with the Kings being bad for 16 years, you expect some bad comments, but if it was any other team that had this roster at this time, you would not get nearly this much hate. With some of these comments being, then why is he there? They ain't going nowhere, or yeah, you're going to be coaching summer league games, or just people in general saying that he's not coaching or that he's going to be coaching play-in games, which honestly was understandable. At the beginning of the year, I wanted the Kings to make the play-in. That was my peak. That was my level where I said, you know what? That's a successful year. And I think a lot of other Kings fans agree with me on that, but I don't think any Kings fan predicted that they would end up as the 3rd seed in the West. Now, yes, they can still actually go up to the 2nd seed and they can also drop down to the 4th, I'm pretty sure. Keegan Murray had a career night with him now being the all-time rookie 3-point leader, beating out Donovan Mitchell's previous record. Keegan Murray is someone who I don't think is talked about enough on this team. And I'm not saying that Kings fans need to show more love for him because Kings fans give a lot of love to Keegan Murray. Like, we are here for this dude. I know people that will die for this man. But when it comes to national media, you now see a lot of stuff about the Beam or Fox and Sabonis, which is amazing. Don't get me wrong, it's great. But when it comes to rookies, I feel like Keegan Murray is left out of the conversation a lot. Just like how he was when he first got drafted. I mean, I saw today that Bleacher Report didn't even post that he got drafted to the Kings. They went from talking about the 3rd pick to the 5th pick. Disgusting. I cannot believe that actually went through. But if we're really looking at it right now, the other rookies that I hear being mentioned a lot is Paolo Banchero, obviously. You also have Walker Kessler. You have J-Dub, Benedict Mathurin, all those guys who are currently either in the play-in or below the play-in. But Keegan Murray is a starting forward for a 3rd seeded top of the Pacific Division team that had just broke the all-time 3-point scoring record. The all-time rookie 3-point scoring record, by the way. Sorry about that. And I feel like he's not even talked about when it comes to Rookie of the Year race. Now, we all know that Paolo Banchero is going to win Rookie of the Year, which, okay, sure, you know, yes, statistically he is having a better year, but damn, Keegan Murray deserves an apology, some head, something, bro. He deserves something for the amount of shit that this guy got before the year. We all know the infamous picture of him being left out of the rookie photo. You have the top picks, and then it goes from the 3rd pick to the 5th pick, Jaden Ivey, and he's not even there. The man has been getting disrespected for way too long, and I think that the playoffs are a perfect time for him to show who he really is and what he can really do, at least on a national level, if that makes sense. De'Aaron Fox might be my favorite and the best player to ever put on a Sacramento Kings uniform. Okay, maybe not the best player to put a Kings uniform on, but at the end of the day, and I know this might sound extreme because all he really did was bring us to the playoffs. If De'Aaron Fox brings the Kings to the playoffs maybe 2 or 3 more times, put his jersey in the rafters. I don't care. I know that sounds crazy, but the man has stuck with us through absolute shit. There's not many other players out there that would want to stick with a team that has been in a playoff drought and be that dedicated to pushing us for something better. And if you really think about it, and when it comes to Kings history, and we're going to disregard like the Cincinnati Royals and the Kansas City Royals and all that bullshit, because to be honest, that doesn't really count as a Kings player. Okay, I'm sorry, Oscar Robertson and all that stuff. Sorry, I'm going to disqualify you guys in this one. De'Aaron Fox is probably the 2nd best Kings player in history. Whether you want to put some people on the early 2000s teams ahead of him, I think DeMarcus Cousins is right there. He's right next to him. But Boogie never took the Kings to the playoffs, so maybe you want to switch that up. I don't know. But yes, I would like to see De'Aaron Fox's jersey retired up in the rafters. Now, this is early, so I'm not going to say he deserves it like 100%, but if he brings the Kings to the playoffs a couple more times, and if we make it through the first couple rounds, if we make a Western Conference Finals, put him up there. He is up there no matter what. Shit, throw in Sabonis too at that point. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say it right now. I know I'm going off the rails, but if the Kings win a championship, I want a fucking banner up in the rafters with a goddamn beam on it with every single player and every single person on the coaching staff up on that banner. That is what I want. That is, if we win a championship, that is all I want. I also want to say how absolutely insane it is that we'll be seeing not only the Kings in the playoffs, but the first game that the Kings will be playing in the playoffs playoffs will be at their home arena at Golden One Center. I'm just gonna play you guys a quick little clip as to how loud it can get in this arena. Headphone warning if you have headphones in.
Back out the box, float game, short, loose again. Herder for the lead. Fire, baby! Bam!
Now, my biggest nightmare, the biggest thing I'm scared of, though, when it comes to this playoffs is us facing up against the Golden State Warriors in the first round. Not only because all their championship experience and they're most likely going to absolutely crush the living shit out of us, right? What I'm really looking forward to the most is going to a playoff game, a Sacramento Kings playoff game at Golden One Center. And if I have to go there and deal with a shit ton of Warriors fans, it's not going to be fun. So just if we can avoid the Warriors, though, in the first round, I would be very happy for that. Me personally, my dream matchup for the Kings in the first round would be the Clippers, simply because I think it would be a more fun series, and I also think that we'd have a better chance at winning that series. I also want to talk about the executive of the year, aka Monte McNair. Now, some of the more notable things that Monte McNair has done for this organization is draft Tyrese Halliburton, who we ended up obviously trading for Domantas Sabonis, drafting Keegan Murray, who has now broken the three-point rookie record, got Kevin Huerter for basically fucking nothing. I don't know how the Hawks let that happen. I don't know. Got Malik Monk, who has been such a great chemistry piece and a awesome six-man for this team, and hired the next person I want to talk about, Mike Brown. Mike Brown has changed this team. I don't think they would be playing as good if they didn't have a coach like Mike Brown. In my opinion, I see Mike Brown being the coach of this team for a very long time. And I'm not only saying that because we're just doing good this year. There was actual debate on whether or not we should hire Mike Brown. There was another guy that Vivek really liked. Words cannot describe how happy I am that everything just went to plan. Everything just finally worked out after 16 damn years. And I know it sounds like I'm just repeating myself, and this is probably really annoying. I just have to let these emotions out. I am in my closet right now. I put up pictures of goddamn Kings memorabilia behind me to simply show how much I am dick riding this team right now. Another thing that I don't think many people know is actually how close Sacramento was to losing the Kings. A little bit after Seattle lost their team, there became word that the Kings will be losing theirs as well, and that they'd either be going to, I think it was Anaheim or Seattle. Anaheim is fucking crazy. I don't know why the fuck. Actually, what is going through your mind to move a team from Sacramento to fucking Anaheim? Holy shit, that is stupid. But Kings fans stuck around and they actually kept their team here. I'm gonna put a video in the description talking more in depth about that because it is such an interesting story. And if you're not a Kings fan, I think that that video will make you really like the Kings a little bit more if you don't already like them. I'm not gonna lie, this video might be 3 minutes long because I am just rambling the entire time and I feel like I'm just saying the same things over and over again. But even if it is, I just had to let this out because for me, being a Kings fan my entire life since I was born and not being or seeing my team in the playoffs one time, you have to understand how crazy this is. And I remember saying earlier this year that if the Kings made the playoffs, I would be an asshole about it. Like, I remember saying I would be going around Twitter and shit talking, but I feel like the beam has really made people like this team. Like, I feel like it's hard to actually not like this team. Now, if you're like a Bucks fan and you didn't like that Trey Lyles punched Brook Lopez in the face, like, obviously that's understandable. But just as a casual NBA fan, I don't see how you cannot like this team. The Kings are the ultimate underdog who have come through and done the impossible, done something that no one expected them to do this year besides the actual fans themselves. I will be uploading some sort of video just talking about the NBA soon because I haven't done that in a minute, and I want to kind of catch up and tell you guys about the league and what I think is going to happen because, man, we're getting close to the playoff time. I also have another video that I'm really excited for where I go over all my NBA memorabilia collection simply because I'm moving and I need to pack up all my stuff anyways, so I thought I'd go over it as I pack it. But before I do end this video, I want to leave you guys with this video from De'Aaron Fox if you haven't seen it already. See you guys next video. Later.
I heard a joke that went like this. The best part about Sacramento is you're only 2 hours away from the good parts of California. Nah, let me flip that. The good thing about California is you're only a couple hours away from the best fan base in the league. What's up, Sacramento? Entering my second year. I've lived here for a year now. And over the summer, I got to thinking, and I wrote a few things down. I didn't know much about Sacramento before I got there. It might be what you think right now. Farm town, quiet, nothing to do. Then I got here. I played here, I lived here. Then I started hearing a different story. They were gonna sell the team back in 2011. It was looking like the end for the Kings in Sacramento. They were even looking at different cities. Seattle, Anaheim. Yo, Anaheim? Then something crazy happened. The people of Sacramento straight up came together and said, nah, fuck that. Not without a fight. Fans packed the city council meeting. Over 11,000 people pledged to buy season tickets. They just made noise, they stood up. And yo, they saved the team. They saved the Kings. If I've learned one thing from being here, maybe it's not surprising to get overlooked or even disrespected, but we don't tolerate it. Sacramento, you don't ask for a lot, just that we're all in, like you are. I don't want to make any promises I can't keep, but I'll promise this. You fought for us, for this team, this franchise, this city, and that's why we'll fight for you.